Good day and welcome to another episode of In the Spotlight. I'm Superintendent Michael Richard, and today I'm pleased to be joined by Jaime Smith from Westfield Bank. And Jamie's going to talk about financial literacy. Welcome to the show, Jaime.
Thank you for having me.
All right, absolutely. We always start off really easy, and we're going to get progressively more difficult as the show goes on.
I'm ready.
All right, good. So start by telling the audience at home a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, where you went to school, a little bit about what you do.
So I born and raised here in West Springfield. I work for Westfield Bank. I am the manager of the Park Street office, and I'm married to my husband Brian. We have 4 children, all of which that have been gone through the high school here and the middle school and elementary school. So we're very proud to continue to raise our family here and where we live and work.
So the work that you're doing with the West Springfield Public Schools is around financial literacy.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that, that Credit for Life and other things that you're doing for students starting at the earliest ages here in Westside.
So starting at the earliest ages, what we do is we have a Ready, Set, Grow program through Westfield Bank, which is a voluntary program. And what I do is I visit the schools on banking day, and the students that participate, they come to see me and we count their money together. We enter their money into their register, we add it together, and they learn the importance of saving. They're excited when it's banking day. And I love to do it as part of my day. With the Credit for Life program, it's a volunteer program that is held in 3 fairs in Western Massachusetts. The Credit for Life Fair for West Springfield High School seniors is held at Holyoke Community College, and it is where the students pretend that they're 25 years old for the day. They choose a salary, and they have a career that they select ahead of time, and they're given a sheet of paper, and on that paper is a list of booths that they have to visit during the fair, as well as a register on the back. And as they visit each booth, they have to visit transportation and housing and clothing, and they have to do a budget. They have to make sure that they can afford these things, and it's kind of like a needs versus wants. Do they really need to have the expensive cable and the Wi-Fi, or can they just have, maybe just use their laptop to stream and to do things like that? So they really come out of it with a nice sense of financial literacy and budgeting, which is very important.
It's truly eye-opening
sure
for
is.
those students, and they're doing all this without the benefit of a credit card. Right?
That's correct.
Which
That's
is something
correct.
that you want to talk to kids about.
Absolutely. However, during the fair, they do pretend that they're 25, so they can go get approved for a credit card. And one of the booths is called the Fun booth, which is the booth I'm in, and I have to entice them to spend their money. And I have to encourage them, whether they take it from a savings account or whether they charge it. But it's important to have fun at the same time while they're living and working.
So what, at the most basic level, why is financial literacy so important for today's youth?
Well, it's very important to have the students and the children learn how to save, the importance of a dollar, their values. They're our future. They need to learn, again, how to manage their money, learn how to be financially confident as they grow. It's going to stay with them and it's going to stick with them. You know, again, they're our future, so the more we can teach them at an early age, the more it's going to stick. So
the things that you teach them, tell me a little bit in some simple terms. What's the advice that you give to an elementary student, to a middle school student, and then the all-important senior who's getting ready to move on to their next stage of their life?
So the elementary student, I would say, definitely have a piggy bank. Empty it out. Count it, group the coins, and it can be fun. You know, come up with different values from each time, and definitely visit the bank with their parents and see what the bank is all about. Middle school, I would feel that money would maybe burn a hole in their pocket. I would encourage them to save, maybe deposit it again into their savings account, maybe have a plan, set a goal for something that they would like to have. High schoolers, many of them do have jobs, part-time jobs. I would encourage them to have a checking account, perhaps with a debit card, have a savings account, put some money aside. 10% of that paycheck should often go to that savings account so they can save for their future. And even with the high school seniors, they're college bound, learn about college and the finances and how much it's going to cost them to do that. They need to prepare and learn to do that. Any high schoolers that are going in the trade field, perhaps they could be a mentor or have a mentor from an industry that they're interested in. Kind of learn that way as well.
And start planning for debt.
Yes.
Especially if they're going to college.
Yes.
Most of us graduate with some debt. You're talking a little bit about the work that you do with students, but what kind of advice can you offer parents? Because they play a significant role in molding the future of their own children.
I would give parents the advice to, again, educate your students, educate your children on the values of a dollar. the importance of saving. Take them to the bank. Show them your checkbook register if they use them. Show them what it takes to run a home. You know, we all have utility bills, the importance that because the money they earn every day, it's important to save and, you know, to go on trips or vacations. But I would definitely encourage them even to visit different websites. Jumpstart.com, even the FDIC website. There's a lot of different educational pieces out there that parents can use to help them teach their children.
There's an ad that I hear quite regularly on the radio about it's not what you make, it's what you keep. And this is important for all for individuals of all ages, beginning from the earliest levels until you're adults, to make sure that you're spending wisely, for sure. Other pieces of advice that you can think about in terms of making choices, and I go back to the credit for life. What you can afford, and the needs and the wants, and how do you balance those interests? Because today's youth, I feel like it's immediate gratification.
Right.
They want it. I want it. I want it. I can have it. It's in front of me. So how do you encourage students to be more wise around that?
Set goals. Set goals. Short-term, intermediary, and long-term goals. We all have to have goals that we strive for, and it's very rewarding once they're reached.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Good. All right, Jamie, you've knocked these questions out of the park, and I know that the folks at home are really pleased to hear it. The all-important question, though, the show survives on your recommendations.
Okay.
Right? So I ask you, who would you recommend to sit here in the spotlight with me?
I would love to have you interview Matt Griffin. I think he's a fantastic man. He's a coach, he's a mentor, he's a parent. He would really give some great insight on life and what he does to support the community, the students, and overall, he's just fantastic and an inspiration to all.
Yeah, well, we'll get Matt on the show for sure. And for those of you who don't know Matt, look him up on Twitter and Instagram and other places. You're going to find him and be inspired by him already. I've been very pleased to be joined by Jaime Smith today from Westfield Bank, talking about all the financial literacy programs that she is participating in to help the students of West Springfield become more financially sound as they become adults. Thank you for joining us in the Spotlight, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.